Oh, get ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live, along with my co-host, the wonderful, who just left the scene just like that, just popped in. You know, boy, that's why you can't have nobody do nothing. This live, we got this fantastic guest up here, and she just left. But anyway, that's diva mentality. There is my co-host, the one, the only, the little diva.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we are joined tonight. Well, let me say this. Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome. Two. I love saying this. I love saying this. Welcome to the longest, consistently running live Monday night podcast. What you got? It's a real conversation with a twist of humor. And look, tonight we have a special guest. We have a special guest that is joining us. Little Diva know more than I do because y'all know I be in the dark. They don't tell country folks nothing. All they say is show up, and that's what I do. I show up. I bring me a plate, and I bring me a fork, and I get me a to-go container. That's what I do, because I'm on, whatever it is, whatever left over, I'm scraping up the bottom of the barrel. But that's what I am here to do. It is an honor. It is a privilege to have this man. I am going to give this. I'm gonna do my little spiel, and y'all know I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna put on my headgear and I'm gonna relax. But before I do, let me kick this off in the only way the country boy knows how to, and that is just like this. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. Father God, thank you for watching over each and every one of us. Father God, thank you, not for what you've done, but for who you are. Father God, I pray that this conversation tonight reaches someone, teaches someone, opens someone's ears, opens their hearts. Father God, thank you for the guest who's here tonight. May he open himself up to others so that they will know exactly who he is and what he is about. I thank you for this moment. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for the ones that are listening. I ask these prayers in your son, Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen.
Man, great way to start. Only way to start.
Sit back. I got me some water. I got fancy dress. Y'all see I put on my fancy clothes because she told me it was a fancy.
I think we're matching. I have on blue too. You have on blue?
That is blue.
Let me grab some water myself.
Okay, that's fine.
It is powder blue.
That's what I got on. I have on powder blue.
Well, I don't know who powder you're using.
Whatever. Wasn't ever. What? He's laughing at himself. You gonna get kick off or kick off in your fabulous way that you do?
Well, here I go. Here we go. Look here. This young man right here. Y'all know, first and foremost, I don't do any introductions. That is not my thing. And the reason is, and I have to explain to you, Doc, if I didn't explain before, the reason I don't introduce people is because of this. I could never serve them any justice with anything I say about them. That's why I don't try to introduce nobody, because I'm going to say this, and this is going to be a whole long list of stuff I'm going to miss, and I'll be over here like, oh, I forgot this, that, and the other. So that's why I don't. I like to do what people should do. Allow people to come in their own way. Know that this platform, and I told you off screen, and this is something about the country boy. Whatever I say back to yonder, I say up here too. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of nobody but God. That's it. No, nobody else scary. But this is God's platform. This is an open platform. This is a forum for you to bring how you bring and bring yourself to each and every one. I'm not going to tell folks what you do. That's up to you. Whatever you want to tell folks, whatever you want to share. This is the opportunity. A lot of people are afraid to come because, like, ooh, what you gonna ask me? Well, if you real, you won't worry about what nobody asks you. You sit there and you talk as if you're real. Now, if you ain't real, then you gotta have a prerequisite, and you gotta read through them, and you gotta be like, oh Lord, if they gonna ask me about this, I don't know nothing about you, so I can't ask you nothing. But what I do know is that as the conversation goes, with anybody having genuine conversation, there may be something that you will share with people that they don't even know about you. You can sell anything. People can sell anything. But baby, the question is, can you sell yourself? So that's it. So what I need for y'all to do, shut my big old country mouth. Do me one favor, do me one favor, do me one. What's that, country boy? Oh, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Dr. Joseph. Put something in their ear. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. So we are excited to have you tonight. And I'm going to follow my co-host tonight. And I didn't write any questions because I thought, okay, let's let him come on and do his thing and tell us about you and about running for this seat.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I got a few things to say before I begin, because I've already seen.
Get her.
Well, it's a couple of things. First, Louisiana country boy, I need to start with you. Now, yeah, I'm gonna start with you because you came out there. You gave me your spiel, you gave me your style, you gave me your flash, and it shows who you are. And I like that. For one, like you said, open, honest, no cut, no filter. We straight off the cuff, and that's how we come. Like you said earlier, the only thing we scared of is God. You know, amen. I could see that you done. I don't even know you, but I'm looking at your persona, and I can tell you done many things time and time again, which makes you who you are. Which makes up your makeup. Put it that way. If I ain't, I don't mean to, sound no type of way, but and that's a good thing. Although we on the computer, I can see your spirit from here, brother. Yeah, and that's a nice one too. God bless you. God bless you, and keep on moving in that direction, because that direction, each one teach one. We just want to make this world a little bit better than what we came into it as. So I just want to commend you for that. And starting off with God's prayer means so much to me. You ain't faking it, you ain't shaking it. We start with him and we finish with him each and every day. Yeah, each and every day. And Miss Real Conversation with a Twist, the lady Diva. Yeah, I want to thank you for inviting me to the show, and we accepted it with open arms, because it shows like these that really give people like myself and who don't have those opportunities, the opportunity to come and tell you who I am, to get to know a little bit about who I am. And not only that, the people on the other end, like you said earlier, might not have that opportunity to go to that $500 dinner.
Right.
So
Amen.
we got $5 chicken wings over here.
That part. So you went right up Country Boys Alley now.
Yeah. So I'm just letting you know I'm a down to earth person. I'm a native Houstonian, but I've been many places. I've done many things. In this state, around this state, in this country, and out of this country. I'm well versed, I'm well rounded. I grew up in humble beginnings, like I told you earlier. I was born in Houston, Texas, but I was reared in Ville Platte, Louisiana. Every summer, we were shipped down. Me and my brothers and sisters were shipped down to the country every summer for the whole summer. And I was, man, let me tell you, I'm a blessed person. I'm a super blessed person, and you can't tell me no different, because I had the opportunity to be raised in the country by my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather. I stood on the footsteps of wisdom with them for a long time. My great-grandfather passed away when I was maybe 10, and my great-grandmother, she didn't pass away until I was maybe 16, 17 years old. So I had that opportunity to really get that core values from my great grandparents.
Wow, that is really a blessing.
It was a blessing. It was a blessing. And in the country, it ain't easy. I think I was the last one of the group who had to slop hogs.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah,
What is
brother.
that?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, you know,
Sounds like a city girl.
look, city girl. You know them you know them nasty oxtails that they used to feed us and the slaves, but now they are delicatessen.
Yes.
Well, I used to have to slop hogs and cows and things
Like
of
cut
that
it
nature.
up.
Yeah, we cut it up. I mean, every morning since I was one of the smaller kids, I wasn't yet ready to cut the hogs. So my great grandfather would always wake us up early in the morning, and we had to go feed them the slop. So the kids would go out and feed them the slop every morning, you know, and then we would watch the grown-ups cut them up and you know, process it all, you know. And I say this as an opportunity. I was also one of the last one in my crew of the family who worked in the potato fields.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that what makes my work ethic today. Those were not easy jobs for grown-ups, let alone a 13-year-old kid from the city. From the city, because there were many opportunities. Because, like I said, I was from the city. My great grandfather and grandmother had 13 kids. When I would go to the country, we all lived in the same household, every last one of us. So I had the opportunity to be raised by my great uncles. I had 8 great uncles, and I had 2 great aunts, and we all lived and this was in the country. So I had the opportunity, like I say, to be raised and reared in the right way by some good country folks. But when I would come back to the city, my grandmother and my grandfather were living as well in the city. So when I would come back to the city, my mom had me at 15 years old. So I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. So we all stayed in the same house once again in the city. And my grandmother and grandfather had the same amount of kids as my great grandmother and grandfather, 13 kids. But on that side, it was 13. It was 8 females and 2 males. On the other side, it was just the opposite. So I was raised by 26 uncles and aunts.
Wow.
In my household.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. It's a lot of people, but back in those days, it was a lot better, and it was the norm, and the continuity was better back then. So, and I tell you that just to let you know my work ethic, where I come from, how I think, you know, who raised me and how they raised me as well. You know, then like I said, I was the oldest of 4 siblings, you know, raised here in Houston, Texas. South Park. I graduated from Ross Shaw Sterling. Yeah, I had a couple of years at Forest Brook High School too, as well. I played football. I played basketball. I ran track, and I also in high school played golf as well. So I had some tremendous opportunities when I was raised, because the sports developed me to become a team player. You know, taught me to have a good attitude. Well, I'm gonna say this: a better attitude. Because growing up in the community, you know, you got to deal with a lot. You know, so especially to survive. You know, coming home from school, plenty of days. You know, you had to go through the cut and make it home. And I can say I made it home each and every day with my brothers and sisters. You know. Alive and well. You know, I escaped with no criminal record. I have no record at all. Yeah, I have a lot of friends, you know, and we joke a lot. You know, I tell them all the time, y'all been on vacation. I just took a couple of trips. You know, and we joke about it. We joke about it all the time, you know, because I also have worked in the prison system, you know, going to mentor those brothers, teach and sisters, teaching them entrepreneurship, and whatnot. When I graduated out of high school, I had a scholarship to University of Houston, but that didn't work out. So I went to Prairie View A&M. And when I went to Prairie View and A&M, I started playing football and, going to academics. But then family life happened. My mom had a situation with domestic violence. So in one weekend, I dropped out of school and I went back home to take care of my family because of the domestic violence that was happening within my home, which had never happened while I was at home. And then once I got back home, it didn't happen.
Didn't happen again.
It didn't happen again. Yeah. So I've had many challenges in my life, as a young man, happened to deal with older gentlemen, in my life who I had to stand up to many times because of my family and some other situations that came up in my household. So that made me also a tough guy. I don't never back. I won't, like James Brown says, don't start none, won't be none. Because I'm gonna be the one that's gonna finish it. No matter what it is. If we playing, if we politics, football game on the court, it all came out in me. But from there, I went to Texas Southern University. So I was back in Houston. So I went to Texas Southern University, and that didn't work out either because money got funny. So I had to get a job because I'm still at mom's house. We still got 3 kids at the house that's school age, and mom lost her job. So now I have to drop out of college again and get a job. Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, actually, that was a blessing in disguise. I got a job working for Houston Metro.
Oh, okay.
And I say this all the time. I started out sweeping floors as a janitor at Houston Metro, and then I got promoted to washing buses, from sweeping floors to washing buses. So I call that a promotion. But from there, I got into things changed. I still wanted my education, and I got into an apprentice program at Houston Metro through the University of, Houston Community College, which has now originally changed the name to Houston City College. So I went there. I went to Metro, and I completed that program. Learned how to be a mechanic, work on buses from bumper to bumper. When I came along in my apprentice program class, we were the first one to. I have a dog, y'all. So
it's okay.
He's playing with one of his toys over there.
That's fine.
Yeah. So, actually, I have 2 dogs, but one is a puppy, and that's the one that's playing with everything.
They're playing with. It's okay.
Yeah. So, and I'm still trying to train him now. The other one is fully trained. Yeah. But Metro catapulted me when I went through the apprenticeship program, because once I finished the apprenticeship program, I was a licensed journeyman mechanic, and I could do anything I want to. There's nothing I don't know how to do on a vehicle still today. Like I said, we were the first ones to implement wheelchair lifts on buses. And we were the first one to implement bicycle racks on buses.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so I was one of the apprentices who brought that in to the transportation industry. And from there, I was recruited to Atlanta, Georgia. I got on the management side, and I moved to Atlanta, Georgia because they wanted to redevelop their transportation system because they had an old antiquated system. So me and a couple of other guys were brought down there, but lo and behold, I was the only black guy.
Wow.
Of course.
The only black guy the whole time. And I worked well along with my counterparts, each and every day. They had a problem with it at first. They would play jokes and tricks on me all the time. They would, because I was their supervisor. I was 29 years old, black supervisor, and my youngest employee had 23 years with the company.
Wow.
And I'm 29 years old. So they really had a problem with that.
Yeah.
They had and they were all white guys. They had a huge problem with that. But they would put super glue in my door, in my office door lock.
Grown people did that?
Yeah, they would stick broomstick straws in my door lock. They would sabotage my computer, you know. But they didn't know the story that I just told you earlier about my resilience and how I was raised. None of that ever bothered me, right? And that was shook them. They were like, this guy is not bothered by any of the stunts we have pulled out on him to make him aggravated and to get him fired. So two of the guys had trumped up some paperwork on me and slid it under my supervisor's desk. And my supervisor comes to me and asks me, hey, what is this? And when I went to Atlanta, another little caveat, I got into modeling. So I was into modeling in Atlanta. Somebody recruited me, and I did department stores, Stein Mart, Macy's.
Oh, wow.
It was a few more. It was years ago. And I did a lot of private shows when I was in Atlanta. So one day I was on my computer at work, and one of those pictures was up on my computer, and I must have left out of the office, and they downloaded it. And they wrote what they wanted on it and put it in my supervisor's office. But when he approached me about it, once again, he didn't know where I come from. He thought I would be shook as well. And I simply told him, you must not read your Bible. This is about divide and conquer. You're gonna let my subordinate. Now I'm 29, and they way older than me, so they respect. But they didn't know the knowledge that I had sitting on the footsteps of wisdom from years ago. And I simply told him, "Oh, so you're gonna let them divide and conquer?" And he looked at me with a strange eye, like, "How are you so wise and knowledgeable to know something like that?" And I simply said nothing, walked out of the office and told them, hey, do whatever you got to do. Those two employees left that facility because they didn't know how I was going to act or react. They thought I was going to take revenge because I'm going to tell you a lot of people who feel like they're privileged think that when we have the power, we're going to do to them what they've done to us.
Yeah.
They don't understand. We don't have that heart. We don't have that heart to do things as devious as some of those would. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Know exactly what I'm talking about. But to fast forward things, I spent 6 years in Atlanta. I should only spend 5 because that last year was total chaos. And the Lord told me to move at 5, but I think I'm stronger than everybody, so I stayed. And he showed me. He showed me who was boss. So I headed my way back to Houston. I'm a planner, and I had already planned I was coming back to Houston in October. I was ready and set, and my date was planned, and I got my U-Haul, and it was just me and a U-Haul with all my stuff. But I didn't know God had another plan. And that plan was Hurricane Katrina.
Ooh.
The weekend I decided to drive from Atlanta back to Texas was the same weekend Hurricane Katrina happened.
Wow.
And I was in Atlanta, so I didn't know the devastation of what I was about to come into.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to make my little old 12-hour trip and be back in Houston, right? So that 12-hour trip took me 24 hours by myself with all my belongings. I almost had a few wrecks. you know, but it wasn't up, and believe me, because I fell asleep on the road, and it wasn't nothing but the Lord that kept me, you know, straight and narrow on my narrow path, because he already knew me before he created me, so he already knew and knows what I'm about to do and gonna do. So
Right.
when he makes a promise to you, he gonna fulfill his promise. So
Yes.
I got back to Houston, and my mother is a real estate broker. So I got back to Houston, and the truck once again broke down. The U-Haul broke down on me, and it broke down in Fifth Ward. I don't know if y'all know where Fifth Ward is.
Yep.
The truck broke down on I-10 in Waco, right? So my mom was a real estate broker, and she was trying to buy some properties, and she had a little a shack house, which was half burned, and the other half drug addicts had totally ravaged the house. So I went over there, and it was about 10 minutes from where I had broke down. So I had a tow truck to tow me over there. And long story short, the house was disarray. Half of it was tore down. Um, 3 raccoons lived with me for about 3 weeks. Literally, it was so trashed out. Raccoons was living in this joint, you know. So from there, I started I started my own business. I was 36 years old, and at that point, I never went back to work for anybody else.
Wow.
At 36 years old, I guess you can call that retirement. But I started on my own journey, and I always knew I wanted to do, you know, start on my own journey one way. Bear, be quiet.
His name's Bear.
Yeah, his
He
name.
don't sound. He don't sound like.
And he don't sound like a bear.
That's like my grand dog Nico. He's a big old dog, and he barks so loud but won't hurt a flea.
Yeah. This is Bear.
Hi, Bear.
This is Bear.
Hi, Bear. You don't look like you can hurt a flea.
Yeah. Well, he's still in the baby ages. I got to walk behind him around the house and clean up behind him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, that part. But once I got back to Houston, like I said, I started my own business. And the first thing I did, I was in the Fifth Ward community, and the first thing I started doing was fixing up the house and start cleaning up the trash and doing those things. Like I told you, I'm a country boy. I'm a country boy. You know, I can work all day and all night. After working in those potato fields, you know, that really gave me a work ethic. People were surprised that I was tearing down a house with my bare hands and a hammer. You know, and we tore down me and 2 of my friends, we tore down a 4-plex back in the back of the house with our bare hands.
Wow.
2-story 4-plex. Because we didn't have the money, we didn't have the tools. We just said, "Hey man, let's go get it." And we did that. We did that, and I turned the house around. And that one night I was supposed to spend in the house in Fifth Ward. Now I've been here 25 years.
Wow.
Of one night. And I didn't want to stay neither. And I tried to leave many a times, but God had another plan for me. And this was the plan. He just wanted to test me to see would I fulfill his plan. And I hope I did. Look, when I get to meet him one day, I hope he said, good job, faithful servant, job well done."
Yeah.
You know, and
Yes.
that's my mission in life, to leave this place a little bit better than I found it. I started to go to some of the civic club meetings because of the crime in Fifth Ward and around my house. You know, I wanted to, you know, kind of straighten that out a little bit. So I started going to the community clubs and started meeting some of the senior citizens and began to help them out, because a lot of them were home alone. The children were gone, you know, and I would help them, you know, get their grass cut. You know, I would help them take them to the doctor and get their medicine. because now I'm a business owner, and I opened up a clothing store in the neighborhood, which did not have any clothing stores or anything of that nature. So that snowballed into my community asking me to run for city council, because they saw I was working with them, going down to city hall, speaking on behalf of the seniors in my community, because they couldn't articulate it as well, or you only get 2 minutes to speak. And if you're a senior citizen with asthma or any other illnesses, it's going to be very difficult for you to speak in 2 minutes.
Right.
So after I did that, they asked me to run for city council. They said, man, you're doing a great job. Why don't you run for city council? You would do pretty good. And I was like, no, I don't think that's what, I want to do. I want to be a businessman. I want to own my own business. Right. Yeah. So long story short, they finally convinced me to do it. So I ran for city council. I didn't win, but I got a lot of resources, made a lot of friends, and started to learn the ways of the land when it comes to politics. So that helped me out tremendously. So from there, I started a nonprofit organization called Neighborhood Enrichment Exchange, where we did mentorship, community projects, neighborhood cleaning, and things of that nature. Then I started a for-profit organization called Houston Urban Consulting, and this is the cart before the horse story here. I started a business as a consultant, not knowing what I was going to consult in. I just heard that small, still voice that said to do it.
Yes.
So I did it. I went downtown. I signed the paperwork. I created a name. And I said, okay, Lord, I did it. So what you want me to do with it? So that started to snowball a little bit. I started getting a few contracts, being a consultant for different people like Texas Southern University, Houston Food Bank, the Common Market, and plenty other organizations that I started to work on. Then after that, once again, I was asked to run for state rep, and I pulled out of that. I said, well, no, right now is not my time. I know the person who's in that seat. He's my friend, and at times my confidant. So I don't want to per se run against him.
Right.
And at that time, he was, don't take your head too quickly right now. At that time, he was around 70 years old, and he's had the seat for 30 years. So, and then I got the opportunity to consult for him and run his campaign 2 terms. And when I did that, it catapulted me even more so to meet other people. I worked for Sheila Jackson Lee. I've worked for Senator Boris Miles. I was the director of civic engagement and community outreach for Texas Southern University as well.
Oh, awesome.
So that led me to now go back, and the Lord opened up a small window for me to go back to college. At age 44, I re-enrolled at Texas Southern University as a freshman. I purposely took some remedial classes to get acclimated with the system, because I hadn't used the computer technology and the way things were working over 20 years. Long story short, 2019, I graduated.
Yes.
I graduated.
Awesome. That's an awesome story.
Then I went on to work on my master's, and then I got my doctorate. Yes.
Wow, that is such a story.
And I say that too. That wasn't the only reason I went back to college. Well, the window was open and I had the opportunity, but the part of the reason why I think the window was open, because I had a host of nieces and nephews, and we didn't.
Yeah, with 13, but yeah.
We got a big family.
I bet you did.
We got a big family. So one day we was at a family reunion, and just doing what we do at family reunions. Everybody eating good barbecue, drinking, everybody, smoking, playing dominoes, playing cards. And I simply had an out-of-body experience and looked at my family and something said to me, you got to do something. You got to do something about this family. Because no one was highly educated. No one in my family had been to college. And that was the other part that led me to college. And when it came to having children, I was a late bloomer as well. I didn't have my child until I was 40 years old. Wow. So that was another reason for me to go to college, so she could see her dad go through the educational system himself. And it'll give her something even greater to look up to than just being a mechanic or just being, long story short, a hustler in the street.
Right.
Because a lot of us have businesses, but it's just a hustle.
Yeah.
Most of them are. And I can say that because now I have the knowledge to know what a real business looks like. I know what procurement looks like. I know what HR looks like. I know what bids look like. I know what vending processes look like. So I know a hustle game from a real business because I've been part of both. And those are the things that I teach my young kids too as well. I volunteer in the schools. I did 311 volunteer hours with HISD, with our young boys and our young girls, trying to get them on the right track, or not even try to get on the right track, but just let them see somebody who looks like them, who started from the bottom and trying to rise to the top.
Absolutely.
And I can say this: in the 5th Ward, 3rd Ward, Acres Home, Cashmere communities, with the Lord on my side, I've had the opportunity to help a lot of boys and a lot of young girls in our system. Like I tell them, I've never been to prison. Don't want to go on that vacation.
Oh, I don't either. No, I don't.
And I want to show you and teach you how not to go on that vacation as well. Yeah. So I just ran into a young man a couple of months ago driving down 1960, and he noticed me in my truck, and I had tent on my truck. I'm like, who blowing at me down 1960? So he pointed at me, and I immediately recognized him. It was 10 years, 12 years ago, but I immediately recognized him. He was one of the boys who was getting kicked out of school and was about to be arrested by the police officers. And I rolled up to the police officer and simply, asked the police officer, hey, let him go with me. Let me take care of him. Let's not send him through this situation because you and I know how this situation can turn out. So the police officer agreed, and we probably both did the wrong thing, but for the right reason. Because when I got the boy in my truck to drive off, I said, okay, let me take you home. He said, I don't have a home to go to. I didn't know that. And I'm like, well, where do you stay? He was like, well, I just sleep where I can sleep, and try to get up and come to school when I can. So that was his problem with school, is he was homeless. Wow. He was homeless. So I said, okay, let's go get something to eat and come on to the house for a second, we can think about this. Long story short, he stayed for 2 months. I got him into Job Corps. I drove him down to Job Corps, 3 hours away from here. I put a little money in his pocket, so he can, try to get on his feet, while he was in Job Corps. He completed job. After that, I never seen him again until a few months ago.
That's crazy.
And, wow. We pulled over to a gas station, man, and gave each other the biggest hug, and he told me, he said, man, I love you because if it wasn't for you, I would have never made it. He said, man, I got my own business. I got contracts. I got trucks now, and it's stories like this that push me push others forward, because there are still a few that's left behind. I could have been one of those left behind
Yes.
too as well. You
Yeah.
know, so I see the devastation, you know, of our communities and what's been happening in our communities, but I also see the rise and the benefits of coming up out of that too as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my spiel, and that's a little who I am, Doctor. Now, you know, like I said,
Have you written a book yet? So
no.
let me just tell you this. I'm big on I love documentaries, biographies, and autobiographies. So I'm like, oh my God.
Okay. Look,
I'm gonna
one
write the
day,
book.
and due to AI, one day we're gonna have to write that book. One day we'll write that book.
Definitely.
And actually, and you say that, I have thought about writing the book. And the book is titled, because I thought about the title. I told you the cart with me come before the horse a lot of times in my life.
Right.
You know, the title of the book is Passing the Baton.
Mm.
You know, but you know, we gotta write the book on how we gonna pass this baton to the next generation.
Yeah.
And with me now running for, and now originally I was running for Senate District 18, which was
I knew I wasn't crazy because I saw you. And so when I saw that today, I was like, this is not. I know I've seen this guy, but I know it wasn't 142. Okay.
It wasn't 142. Now, I'm gonna say this. 142 has always been the A plan.
Okay.
Remember, I told you that my friend, he's in the seat. And I had been waiting for him to retire, move on, and because he's got a lot of health issues. Not only that, his memory is not there like it was. You know, he's been in the seat over 40 years, and he just turned 80 years. God bless him. He just turned 80 years old this year. So, but he still doesn't want to give up the seat. So I had to make a decision on what I was going to do. So when I was running for Senate District 18, the map was in the areas that I served.
Yeah.
Completely, you know, and I had a very good chance of winning that seat because my name is already known in those communities. Well, when Greg Abbott decided to redistrict and change all of that, it completely wiped me out of the district and the people that I serve. Although the A plan comes back in
to full circle.
Yes. Now I can say this, and my friends say, "Well, Joseph, at least you kept your name out there, you know, with running for the 18th," which I, you know, was smart. Maybe, you know, God was leading me to do something so I can be ready for the A game, because that's what I've always wanted to do. Now I did talk to the my friend who's in the seat now, and 2 years ago he told me he was going to retire, but then talking to him a couple of weeks ago, he totally told me I didn't say that. And one thing, even if you're my friend, I don't lie to me. Just say I changed my mind.
Just say I changed my mind.
Yeah, because I was.
Now, where is 142? What area?
142 is a huge area as well. It encompasses the 5th Ward. It encompasses Cashmere Garden, Trinity Garden, Rosewood, Channelview area, Sheldon, and also Crosby, Texas.
Okay.
It's a huge area.
Yeah.
And I've worked in all of these areas. And the thing, in 2019, I had the opportunity, because of COVID happening, and not only COVID, but we're living in food deserts in a lot of parts of the 142nd district. And to be in office for 40 years in your own community, and you can't bring a grocery store
in
your area, there's something wrong with that.
We're getting the HEB in Acres Homes.
Yes. Well, I know y'all got a
we
Joe
got a
V.
something else. My daughter told me they be getting the old
Joe V's.
Sears. Joe,
Y'all,
no,
y'all
but we
got a
getting
Joe
a
V's now.
Target. We're getting a Target where that old Sears was. I heard
Okay.
say.
All right. All
But
right.
we get the HEB.
I
But
know that's right. And
it's
those are
funny you
things.
said that. I
Those,
don't mean to interrupt you, but remember I was telling you about HISD and the enrichment. So we also have gardening for the kids to teach them that are in the fifth ward and out over there, so they learn how to garden because of the food deserts. But the funny thing about that is my co-host will tell you I'm gonna argue. I'll argue with a wall if I think I'm right. So I was waiting on you to say something.
No, go ahead.
I thought he was gonna say something.
Oh, okay.
So one of the ladies that's teaching gardening, and she happens to not be of color. And we were just having this conversation, and I said, I made a comment about food deserts. And was she gonna talk to kids about food deserts? She said, food desert is just a buzzword that people use to get money. So there I go, because I'm mad now, because I'm like, whoa, let's stop, time out. And I was like, no, there are actually food deserts in all of our communities, in our Black and brown communities. She said, yeah, I know, but I mean, she was very entitled. And I said, well, what you may not know is I live in Acres Homes. It takes me 20 minutes to get to the closest store.
Exactly.
That is a food desert. I said, now your organization might be using food desert as a buzzword to get money. But my community is not a buzzword.
Right.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. And we're not the ones trying to get the grant money.
That's the part.
So you're talking to the wrong audience.
Come on now.
She's talking to the wrong audience.
Wrong person.
She should be talking to her own people.
And that's where the buzzword come from, because y'all trying to get somebody using the buzzword.
That's it. And they circle that money around too with each other, because I've had a partnership with the Houston Food Bank, bringing 18 wheelers into the Fifth Ward, the Cashmere Gardens, full of food, and serving those communities each and every day. I fed millions of meals over these past 5 to 7 years to communities. And not only in my community, man, I tell you, when you see Lexuses rolled up, Range Rovers roll up, Mercedes-Benz roll up to receive food, I mean, it's a real problem, And then I had to even go further with that, because the food that we were serving was plentiful, no doubt. I would load them up. I mean, I would get 2 18-wheelers. They were asking me, Joseph, how you doing this? Hey, I'm praying, and the more I pray, the more he deliver, and they were wondering, man, we can't get these, get this done. How you getting this done? Who and I never told them, but I know God, and he knows me very well, and he knows what I'm trying to do in this community, because he's the one who planned it, not me. So
and you're doing it for the right reason. We're not recent. We're talking about your works being able to go through the fire. You're doing it for the right reason versus for the star on your paper or for someone
exactly. And look, this, I wasn't even getting paid to do this. Not one red cent. 5, 7 years. Not everyone thought I was getting paid. They thought I had a contract. No, it's just a word of mouth, me asking for favors and favors being delivered. So now currently I'm working with I've gone a little farther, a little past just food deserts. Now I'm working with food insecurities, meaning that's a whole different ball game.
Definitely.
I'm talking about now I'm feeding healthy foods.
Right.
At first we were just feeding what they would give us, which we were blessed with. I'm not saying anything about, what they were giving us, but some of it wasn't the most healthy food, but now I'm serving healthy fruits and vegetables and meats from the common market. And I've had that contract for over 2 years now. And people are asking me once again, how you getting these contracts with these people? I'm just doing the work, and they see me doing the work, and they believe in it.
And they want to be a part of it.
So So now I'm working with trying to get some grocery stores in our community. Not only that, working to redevelop our community, because communities like Acres Homes, Fifth Ward, are they haven't changed much. Even the gentrification that's coming now still haven't changed much. We still have illegal dumping problems throughout the community. We still have um, lack of police presence, in our communities. Although we have these, and I just had a conversation about it just earlier. These homes that they're building in our communities are basically, let me tell it, shotgun homes, because I'm being called each and every day to somebody's home that was just built 2 and 3 years ago, and the foundation is cracked,
Yeah,
the walls and the windows are shifting, and these homes are only 3 years old. And what I found out is through the contractors, they're using the most minimal material just to get by and get the permit.
Right.
And if you know, like I know, also, I'm skilled at carpentry as well through my grandfathers and my great-grandfather. I can build roofs, I can build homes, I can do all of that. The cabinets you see behind me, I built those. I put those in, along with the help, from a few friends or whatnot. But and the home that I told y'all that I moved into was built in 1932.
Wow.
And I'm still here, and this house is standing better than these new homes that are just built 3 years ago.
Wow.
So
I see your little kitchen, your little thing behind you. I see that. I see it.
You wouldn't recognize it. Look. Believe me, none of this was here when I moved in.
Wow.
None of it.
That's crazy.
I mean, my friends say this, man. You live in Fifth Ward, but you look like you live in, and when you walk in your house, you look like you in River Oaks. And now I'm gonna say it, and that's the way I grew up too. Yeah. Although we may have lived in some shack homes, once you cross that threshold,
yes, you make it a home.
We had immaculate homes. Mm-hmm. When I was a child, we would shine silver every single day out of the china cabinet. Mm-hmm. Every single weekend out of the china cabinet. So I was kind of raised to live not a dirty, hoarded life, if I could put it that way.
Yeah.
I like to live like I live in a hotel every day.
I love that.
Yeah.
Atherton is in your district. Atherton Elementary.
Yeah.
That was my school year before, like one of my schools year before last. Atherton, Isaacs, and
Bruce.
Bruce is my school now. I have Bruce now.
Yeah, Bruce now.
What is it called? Henderson.
Yeah.
I had Henderson.
Yeah. Henderson is right there.
Yeah. What is it? The garden at Atherton is amazing over there.
It is. And going back to gardening, because I'm a man of many talents. When I started working with the food deserts and food insecurities, I started my own community garden. I don't know if you've heard, I got with a guy, his name is Joe Isaac with the Last Organic Outpost. I don't know if you heard of that. But we got together and we started community gardens, and we got so good to where someone came and bought us out.
Wow.
I was teaching students at Rice University how to plant gardens, how to cultivate, and we also developed our own soil.
Wow.
We had aquaponics. We raised our
Not
own
that
worms.
thing that you, because I don't know if you ever heard of Mr. Brew, Rafi's Brew. He was one of my gardeners, but now he works for HISD. But he works with Miss Jarvis Johnson's mom, Miss Cleo. They have some grants for some, and he's one of the people.
Phoenix House, yes, grants. I'm very familiar with them. Yeah. So we bring kids on the weekend and have classes.
I love that.
And we would have them to plant something, and a month later they come back and see, how their product was, and then we turn that into food and have picnics for them right there on the farm. But guess what happened? Gentrification. Someone bought the property and put duplexes on our farmland.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh no.
completely wiped us out. Completely wiped us out. So what I did, I told you when I went back to TSU and started at TSU.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know if you see the garden on Blodgett Street at Texas Southern University.
Mm-mm.
And it's doing great now. I mean, it's doing
Okay.
super great. Well, I was the one among me and 5 other guys who started the garden at Texas Southern University.
Oh,
Wow.
So when I graduated, we turned it over to the urban development. We were just students working on it. Now, urban development, we turned it over to them, and we were working by sweat of our brow. Once we turned it over to them, they started getting grant money for it, and they were able to get tractors and big,
get it done.
tillers and things. And now it's become a great staple in the Third Ward community.
Love that.
It's called the Bug, Blodgett Urban Garden. Blodgett
Oh, I
Urban
love
Garden.
that.
So I know a lot about community farm. Slapping them hogs was only one of the things that I did.
You had to figure out how to do them gardens. Let me ask you this. Why do you want to run for this office, and what is it that you plan to bring to this office?
Right. Well, a lot of the things that I plan to bring to the office, I've already stated.
Yes.
Knowledge, resilience, perseverance, and my main thing, we can talk about a whole lot of things, education, all that. The main thing I want to do to bring back to our community is unify our communities back again like they were. We are so disenfranchised. We are so much competing with one another over a $5,000 grant, and you got 15, 20 people trying to get this $5,000. That is ludicrous.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to do is making sure that I bring some real dollars from not only from Austin, but through Washington, D.C., to the 142nd district, so we can develop some real plans. And these real plans need to come from real people. The real people are those people who live in this community.
Yes.
A lot of times communities like ours get told what to do after the plan has already been made, instead of coming to the people who already know what the community needs. Now, that's when we have problems once again with 3-year-old houses falling down, because you never asked the community what it wanted. The community never wanted that. Only the developers and politicians, they wanted that, because of the money, and half of the developers and the politicians don't live in Houston, Texas.
Right.
They come from other places, and the only thing they're thinking about is the money. How am I going to live? I'm 90 years old, been living in my house 50, 60 years. It's worth $40,000 to $50,000. But then you build next door to me, or not only next door to me, 5, 6, 7 houses down, $400,000 homes in a Fifth Ward or an Acres Home neighborhood. What is that going to do to that old lady's tax base now?
Right.
She's going to be tax based out. And when she passes away, her kids have already left the community. That's why she's there by herself, struggling, and they're not coming back to the community. Right. So now the developer, when she passes, takes that home and does the same thing over and over again. Wow. That's one of the things that we need to stop in this community. I've been a part of trying to stop it for many years, but the level, I'm gonna say it like that, the level that I'm on now doesn't allow me to access to some of those things. And that's why I'm running to be the next representative of the 142nd. Access means a lot. And a lot of us brothers and sisters simply don't have access. I heard Barack Obama say in one of his commercials, if you meet some of these people in high levels, you'll find out they're no smarter than you.
I saw that.
The only difference is they had access.
Yes. Yes.
That's all. And us as African Americans, Black people, the Black community, we need to gain access. Now, that access is not going to be given to us, but I've always been a strong proponent of this statement, what I'm about to make. If it belongs to me, I don't mind going to take it.
And I think that's the other thing, that if you do have access, you have to go get it. You have to speak up. You have to
go and get it. You have, and that's another reason. And it wasn't all me putting this together, but going back to school, having my child at a early age, doing some of those things, it brings me now to here where I can be available to my community, and a community that's been struggling for so many years, without help. I see what Ripley House does, but I see who it does it for too. We don't have that access in the Black community of a Ripley House or a Catholic Christian, you know what I mean?
Diocese or something like that.
We're lacking that access. And I would, to run for this seat, I would like to bring that access back home, to where we live, where the rubber meets the road. Because currently, like I said, the person in the seat right now has been there 40 years. So he has friends on the other side. They owe people, they make deals, and they can't do what needs to be done for our community simply because they owe a favor to someone else.
Country
we
boy.
Need someone fresh, someone new, someone knowledgeable, and someone
that has some new out of the box ideas.
Yes.
My daughter is 33. One daughter's 33, one's 29. And that's what they both talk about all the time with the politics. Like, we need some more different ideas. Some of the older people need to go ahead and roll out so we can do new things. Because you hear like one time Whoopi Goldberg said on The View that the young people are not doing anything. They're not woke, but they actually are. They don't want to hear that mess that y'all talking no more. They want to hear some new stuff.
And you just said the exact thing that's going on here. They're woke, and like I said, I have a 15-year-old daughter who teaches me stuff every single day.
Yeah.
She runs circles around me if I was 15. And those who are in office now are asleep. Mm-hmm. They're asleep and they dreaming in La La Land right now.
La La Land.
They think that things are gonna be how they were. I understand the civil rights movement. It needed to happen. Mm-hmm. I understand some of the other movements. It needed to happen. But those movements have moved, and now we're in this situation.
Yes.
We're not.
Them trying to move it back before civil rights.
Exactly. and some of them not only would move it back, but would simply shut their mouths, shut their eyes, and turn their head the other way and let things go on. And I'm not going to be that guy. And that's one of the reasons why I've had the hardest time, because they know I'm not that guy. Right. I don't owe anybody, and I speak my mind, and I stand up for what I say, and I do what I say I'm going to do.
Which makes you dangerous. Let me read a comment real quick before we let Country Boy come in. We've had a few.
I don't know. I'm scared of Country Boy. I don't know. We'll let him.
Miss Julie is one of our biggest supporters, and she says, "You're so right, Mr. Johnson. I live in Sunnyside, and the developers are doing the same thing in my community. I own my own home. Up and down my community. There are $300,000 and $400,000 homes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can believe her. I can definitely believe her. And it's not only pricing her out with taxes, but also it's just changing the aesthetic of who's now coming into the community. Because I don't know, I'm sure it's happening where she is as well, and all the Black and brown communities. Most of the people who are gentrifying into these communities are not from Texas.
Right.
Yeah, California, I've heard, is a big one.
California and Florida, and the reason being, homes like I live in per se. Well, now because of gentrification, you know, this 30 this house had been built in 1932. Just because where it's located, it's worth over $500,000.
Wow.
They're trying to buy this house from me every single day.
I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I hadn't changed the house. Only, you know, I've painted the outside and changed the inside, but nothing. It's still the same house from 1932.
Wow.
You know, because of some of these other homes that are being built around us, and not only the homes though, also the tax base. The city is increasing their tax base by raising taxes and raising the property prices on these homes. When I moved here from Atlanta, a empty lot same size as mine was about $4,000. Now they're $40,000 and $50,000.
Oh.
Same lot, same place, nothing, and that's with no home on the lot at all.
Right.
Christ.
No home.
Miss Julie says she's sorry. She meant to say Mr. Joseph. She's sorry. I read it, and I should have read it. And Candace Joseph, do you know her?
Yes, I know Candace. Hey, Candace.
It's funny I didn't connect those names, but okay. Yeah, Candace is another one of our media friends.
Awesome. Yeah, that's my kinfolk.
That's what she says. That's what she says.
Good. Amen.
Stop by too. Country boy, what you got for us tonight? I know you sitting back waiting.
I'm waiting. I'm just, I'm listening, and I love to hear. One thing I will give you. You give where it's due. You went through it. A lot of people don't go through it in order to bring something to it. A lot of people are not invested in it because they just come in from the outside and they've not been invested in the things around them. I applaud you for going back to that place your mom had and saying, you know what, I'm going to make this. Now, you did what a lot of people talk about. The change you want to see.
That's it.
And I applaud you for being the change you want to see. I'm not going to talk about everybody else should change and everybody else should do this. And I'm going to sit back. You actually took it. You actually go and say, you know what? These are food deserts. And a lot of people don't, me, myself, for the longest, I had no idea what it was until driving around going like, my God, is there a grocery store anywhere?
Anywhere. We're trying to barbecue this weekend. Can I get something?
It's funny because I heard some things, and I don't know how much of it is true or how much of it is facts. Is that thinking back to the old days, thinking back to your grandparents, thinking back to my mom, them, they lived out there and they grew stuff on their land.
Yes.
Now, here's the funny thing. We live here in the city and everybody's got land, but nobody can grow anything on it because of the HOAs.
Yeah.
The HOAs don't want you to grow anything on it. Why don't they want you to grow anything on it? Because now, instead of growing your stuff, you got to go to a store and buy your stuff.
Right. From their people.
But nobody will ever connect the country dots. That's just country thinking. I'm sorry.
I connect the country dots.
Well, we're on the same level. We connecting them too, Yeah.
And it's how it's all manipulated around. See, as they say in the backwoods, we playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers.
Yeah, right.
And that's what we have to understand is all these things are not just happenstance. These are all moves that are being made. These are all moves. People have been sitting back for years watching Miss Sally's house. They have been watching Miss Sally's house for years. They've been watching that land. They've been watching all of this. I know this personally. They've been watching it. They have been going down to the courthouse. They've been seeing taxes being paid. They ain't been saying nothing. They just been watching.
Yes.
Okay. They know that don't nobody even come visit Miss Sally. Oh my God. Now Miss Sally done passed away. We're going to sit back for a minute and we're going to see if anybody, we know ain't nobody coming. And what happens?
Yeah. They take
Miss Sally's property just went for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or if nothing at all.
If nothing at all.
Because I've seen that happen too, you know.
Really?
And it happens too much in our communities. Yeah.
And
like
we have left, you know, and I get it, you know, we left this place because we wanted something better. But the thing is we don't ever want to go back. We don't ever want to say, you know what, Mama Sally worked hard for that.
Yeah. You know,
Mama Sally and Papa John put in a whole bunch of work for that. And we allow it to go, and then we want to get big, and then we roll back through. Now we want to pay the umpteenth top dollar for something that was already ours. Already yours. And now you want to fight, you know, and the fight is over because you done left already. Over. You know, I hate to say it, but I know so many people that's in that position right now.
Wow.
You know, they done left their families home. I got one guy who I've been trying to work with to get his property back, because he made a mistake. He did that. He left. The parents had 4 or 5 acres for him, but he left. Then his parents passed away. The taxes was outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
Now he wants to come back and fight for the property that he left. Yeah. When it was his for $0 at the time. Exactly. Now he got to get a lawyer. Now he got to get papers drawn out. Now he got to get plots, you know, and all, and he is furious at the world. But he should be furious at himself. Exactly. That is so good. And I can't talk to him anymore because I'm gonna say what you're gonna say to him, country boy. I'm gonna tell him the truth. Yes, brother, you messed up. You did that. Nobody did it to you. And that's so many of it, Doc. That's so many of it is that we're not, nobody's doing it to us. A lot of things we are doing it to ourselves. I am so big on being accountable, holding yourself accountable, taking accountability for your choices and your actions. Yes. Bottom line, if you decided you want to leave that thing, man, take accountability for it. So you know what, I ain't want it because I ain't think it was worth nothing back then. That's fine. Yeah. Just stand on that. You know, instead of it's always and it has to be somebody else. You know, to be able to understand like our communities, and that's we claim them. Let me put this in my way. We claim them when we want to claim them. Right. Yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah. We claim it when we want to claim it. But when the rubber meets the road and we need to be there, we are not there. We're not there. We're not. We want to claim about. We want to fuss and we want to fight and we want to scream when whatever goes down negative. But when you had a chance to change it, and you had a chance to be a part of it, and you had a chance to support it, when little Johnny was running around and you had a chance to be there to educate him, teach him, and show him, no, you didn't want that. But now little Johnny is out here doing this. Now you want to come back and you want to be the biggest advocate and you want to. Yeah. And you really, and you left that lifestyle. So you don't even know the lifestyle to come back and help the people in the correct way because you know, like I said, I went back to school, yes, but some people go back to school, went to school and they become uppity, you know, they don't want to work the land, you know, like their parents worked the land, you know, they don't want to do the hard work, you know, going to the courthouse, filing the paperwork, you know, to make sure that this property stays in my family for the next 100 years, you know. We can no longer, and I'm gonna say this to everybody, we can no longer sit back and take the ride. We need to get in the driver's seat and drive our own car. And the other thing I'm gonna say is usually that, and I used to say this too, if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. I don't even say that no more. You got to make your own table. Yes. Because they ain't letting you at their table. So
And,
you got to make your own table now.
that is. I'm going to say that on this, and I mean how I feel about it. When you say that, and people say that, too many times, I truly believe in my heart, my thinking, my way. Y'all, this is me, country boy, and I say what I say. This has nothing to do with the real conversation. This just has nothing to do with Dr. Joseph. This is country boy. If you don't like what country boy say, come see me. I ain't hard to find. Too many times people are fighting to sit at tables where people don't even want you.
Yes.
Too many times people are fighting. You're fighting to be in a place where you're not even wanted. Let me tell you something. You can sit there. Do you think that the person that you are fighting to sit at that table is going to respect you anymore because you fought to sit at a table? Listen.
You wouldn't want that. Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, most of the times, in my opinion, my country opinion, God removes you from some tables because the host is feeding you poison.
Amen. Amen. Preach.
But you steady fighting. I need to sit here. I need to sit at their table. I need to prove I belong somewhere. Why are you trying to prove to some people that you could never prove to, that you belong to be where you ain't supposed to be?
Exactly. You say that.
I'm country now.
Say that. I mean, and too many of us get caught up into that facade too, because it looks good from the outside.
Yeah.
But man, let me tell you, when you get on the inside, it ain't so gravy. Like I told you, I was the only black supervisor when I went to Atlanta. I was on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, what I heard on that side of the door was so different what was going on the outside of that door.
Yes.
I mean, it was plenty of things. I'll never forget this. It was one white guy, and he was a supervisor like I was, and most of the blue collar workers was African Americans, and we thought he was a racist, right? He would go and get on them, and but like I told you, when I went into the other room, I seen this white boy act the same way with the white boys. I say he wasn't no different. He was just in a different place, different atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So sometimes we can look at it the wrong way and thinking somebody is attacking us when I'm gonna say this, he was just a straight asshole. With it,
but he was.
Yeah, because you couldn't see it, on one side, you just thought he was a racist, but he gave the other ones just as much hell, and I don't know why, but he turned out to love me like a brother. Because I didn't fool with his shenanigans pretty much.
Right.
He knew
I was just about to say, I was always told people know who to do what to.
Exactly. And he knew I wasn't taking none of that crap.
You guys have said a few things, and I just want to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that something that when y'all were talking, I think of the word pride. I think of the word pride because even when I'm dealing with the kids at school, I say things like, your mama don't send you out and say that you're representing the whatever household. And as y'all were talking, I thought about that. Like, no one has pride in their community anymore. Those that got up and left and went to these big, they don't have the pride of this to come back and work and come back to give and serve anymore. And that's all, just as y'all were talking, that's what I heard. You didn't have the pride to be here until this became, oh gosh, now we have these big nice homes over here, we have this over here. Now people want to come back versus having that same you didn't have to live here, but you could still come back and help and work,
and we don't, you're right, we don't, a lot of communities don't have that pride anymore. But I'm gonna say, just this past weekend, I was in the Glenwood Forest community. They was having a festival, and Glenwood Forest is an older African American community. A lot of those homes were built in the 50s and 60s, and I was actually pleasantly surprised to see that community still holds that pride. Now, most of the residents are seniors. And their kids, they, as soon as they get grown, they move out of the area, But that community, Glenwood Forest, I can say, has maintained the aesthetics of a strong community that's together. and they didn't allow gentrification to come into community. When you're strong communities like that's a good point. When you're strong communities like that and you stick together, gentrification cannot come into your community,
Right.
because the certain people you have on, I'm gonna speak on this too. The certain people you have on boards, the certain people you have on committees makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Now, when you got a Glenwood Forest community and you're on the board, you got people who live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, when you have communities where mom and pop and left and all the developers are buying up the property and contractors, now who's on the board?
Exactly.
People from outside of the community
Making decisions
for the community. And those are some of the things that I'm going to put a stop to when I become the next state representative of 142. We have so many opportunities that's being missed in this community and so many other communities when it comes to small business ownership, to women-owned businesses, to entrepreneurship. I mean, we are missing out on so many opportunities. And I'm going to say this, me too, myself, many grants, many projects that I've applied for within my community, I've been turned down for all of them. Because there's nobody on that board who's thinking about me.
Yeah.
They're thinking about gentrification. And I'm not thinking about gentrification. You know, I'm trying to buy this, you know, where I live now, I bought the property next door. I bought the property across the street. There's a hotel in back of me I'm looking at buying as well. I'm trying to buy the whole block on both sides.
Right.
Not only that, once I buy the block on both sides, I already have a development plan in place, ready to go when that opportunity hits.
So you won't miss that opportunity.
Won't miss that opportunity. And it won't look like gentrification as well. Now, beautification, yes. Gentrification,
no. I'm gonna say this one last thing before I turn it into over the country boy. That Roy Melanson, it made me think about him when it came to Acres Homes.
Right.
Several years ago, I think I was working at Lone Star. I worked there for like 20 something years. But anyway, during that time, I would go to I loved going to the chamber meetings back then because I love to hear Roy Melanson talk.
Right. I've been a few times.
I remember him distinctly talking about this before gentrification, all this stuff over here. I remember him saying, "Don't let them come. They're gonna put a road right through Acres Homes." And I remember that, and to see that it came to fruition because you don't have Roy Melanson out beating the streets like he used to and being the force of everything.
Exactly.
He was somebody you just didn't play. People just didn't play with him. You know, you just didn't play with him. He was a no nonsense type of guy.
Oh yeah, very no nonsense.
But as we're talking, it just came to I wrote down Roy Melanson because it came to my head that I remember him saying that at a meeting, like, y'all gonna let them take this road and just straight through Acres Home, and they're gonna start taking all of our beautiful, rich land. And
that's exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. You know, I've had many opportunities to sit up under Melanson and listen to him talk, you know, about business development.
Yes.
You know, that's what he was about, business development and trying to get us to see things, you know, how he saw them and what he saw in the past and what he could see in the future that was about to happen to our community, you know, and what he said was true.
It came
you know,
true.
And it happened, you know, what he said, our money and our vote is our most important asset. Yes. You know, he would say that all the time. Our money and our vote is our most important asset. And we've given it away.
Yep. And that's what he was warning us about.
Yeah.
All those years ago, right? And I'm going to say something else. I'm always saying I like it when people can kind of just say what they want to say. But what I also liked about him is that the respect that people had for him. People wasn't just scared of him.
Right.
He had created this space of respect for people in the community, white and black. You know?
Yeah. And he dealt with them all. He dealt with them all.
And he knew how to play the game. Now, he knew how to play the game, but he didn't play that often. So
I know, right. If you know Melanson, you know he didn't play that often.
He did not play.
Yeah, he did his thing, you know.
Well, country boy, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Country boy, you gonna
I'm gonna wind us down. I'm gonna say one thing.
I'm sorry. Let me go back one more. I'm sorry, one more.
Mm-mm.
Let me just tell you about Country Boy real quick. One more thing. I can tell he likes you. Country Boy don't really listen that long to people that are public servants. Is what I was told. I was corrected.
Okay.
I was supposed to say so I will tell you, he really enjoyed your show because you have definitely on this platform told us that you've done the things, you've been through things, you have tenacity, you have all of those things that he looks for when he's looking for someone to respect as far as politicians, public service, whatever. And you've shown me that because that is something that we don't always hear is the backstory of how you got here.
Right.
And so, am I right, Country Boy?
Right.
Yeah, that is, that's me. You can't tell me, and you said this. For me, it is about show me what you've done. Show me that you have been in the mud. Show me that you've been through the trenches. You can't tell me, why would I want to follow you when you ain't leading nowhere? You ain't never nowhere, but you want me to follow you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna ask you one or two questions.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said, it really hit something with me. And I take that back to people taking accountability and responsibility. Yes, we have these people, whoever they may be, have been in these positions and in these offices that we have put them in. We have elected them to. We have done these things, okay? But here's the thing. When are we going to say, you know what? Yeah, but you haven't done anything. What have I seen? The problem is we become comfortable in this foolishness. People have become comfortable in, well, that's just how it is. Well, my voice don't matter. I don't have to go to a council meeting. I don't have to go to a chamber meeting. I don't have to know what's going on. And when you don't, let me tell y'all something. I was in the backwoods of Louisiana, okay? And this is the honest-to-God truth. I tell you, I was in the backwoods of Louisiana. I would go to council meetings. I would go to these meetings, and I would sit in the back.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say a word. I'd just be there.
Yeah.
I would be there every time. I'd be sitting there.
Yeah.
And do you know that I had been back here in Houston probably for about 2 years, and election time was rolling around, and somebody called me and they were like, the guy that had the seat in my parish was nervous and was like asking if I was gone for 2 years.
Yeah.
But because my presence, not that I had never said, I ain't never said I was running for nothing.
Right.
But the simple fact is, when we realize that these meetings and these things that go on, just go.
Mm-hmm.
I know you say, well, I ain't got time to go. Well, if you ain't got time to go, let me tell you something. They're discussing things about your future.
Yes.
If y'all don't know, take from old Country Boy. I mean, y'all might think I'm crazy, but I'm just telling y'all. Yeah. They are discussing changes that are going to take place.
Mm-hmm.
With or without you.
And not in your favor.
And if you ain't there to speak up,
right,
they're going to keep on rolling.
Exactly.
They're going to go through the minutes. They're going to go through the agenda.
Yep.
They're going to ask for the vote. They're going to ask for the yeas and the nays.
Yep.
And let me tell you, when you ain't there to look at that person that's representing you, if you ain't there to tell, because when that person that's representing you in these meetings, if they see about 5 or 6 of their wonderful constituents sitting there,
yes, sir.
Trust me.
Yeah. Look here, Country Boy, I bring 15 old ladies with me everywhere I go.
Hey, trust me. When you see them sitting,
yeah, and they concerned citizen. I'm not just speaking, I bring them with me, but for that fact, when they see you, it's harder for them to tell you no in your face.
Right.
Now, if you ain't there, they can tell you whatever they want to tell you.
That's it.
And the other part is when they come out the room and they done you a misjustice, they gonna blame it on the other folk. Well, I tried and
Right.
it just wasn't simply nothing. Man, you sat up there and you ain't said a mumbling word.
Right.
You just let them do what they wanted to do because ain't nobody here to speak up. So I'm gonna say this, man, local elections matter.
Yes.
Go to your city, start at your civic club.
Yes.
Start at the police meetings, neighborhood protection meetings. If those are in your community. Now if you can get up to City Hall, and now recently City Hall has a night service once a month. I believe it's on the fourth Tuesday of the month. They done went to a PM session, so where people who getting off of work can now go to the meetings and have input as well. So we do have an opportunity and access to go to those meetings, make your voice heard, and even if you don't want to make your voice heard, be in the room and stand with somebody.
Yes.
Another secret I learned too, even if I go to a meeting by myself, never sit by yourself.
Right.
Because you still look all alone.
Yes.
You might be an introvert and you don't want to, get next to too many people, but it shows power and force in numbers, when you're going to speak to those people, because now they got to see you on the street.
Yes. Yes.
And that's where they don't want to see you at, because now you done told Junebug, you done told Chuck, and you done told all the homeboys on the block. And that's the last thing he want to come on the block and have an issue with the actual people who live in the community.
Amen. I totally agree. My biggest thing that I've ever had was, you have these elections, you have these times. I know people do what they do, but I speak for the people. And when I say this, let me tell y'all something. If the only time you see somebody that's running for something is when it's election time and you see them at your church. Yeah. If that's the only time, I mean, come on, people, let's wisen up a little bit. If you ain't seen them now, another time, you ain't seen them in the last 4 years, but it's election time, and and a whole group of them came to the church.
Oh yeah. They get buses. All of them now get buses and go to the church to get together. I'm like, man, look at this. I ain't seen none of y'all in the last 4-5 years. And now all of a sudden,
see for another 4 after that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this too, because I lost an election when I ran for City Hall, and one of the things I saw was just devastating. When we do vote, and I'm talking about the voters who do vote, we sell our votes for a hot dog, for a meal, for a breakfast. These politicians, they get you in there, hey, let's have a breakfast. And that's the first and the last thing they're going to ever give you.
Right.
For your vote. And now that person is in charge of 800,000 people, got a budget of over $40 million, and you ain't going to see them until next election time when they can feed you that breakfast of them hot dogs again.
That's it.
Man, look, people, if y'all listen to me, don't fall for the okie doke. If they feed, I can't say this on, if they feeding you, they.
Okay.
you get it.
Yes, we do.
Don't let them feed you. And then my mama always told me anyway, don't you eat at everybody's house.
Amen.
Don't you eat it. Don't you sit at everybody's table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's usually an opportunity for them to take advantage of you. Because now I'm gonna say this, and Country Boy and Lady D, we're gonna sit down and break real bread together. We're gonna sit down and have lunch, and we're gonna talk, and we're gonna have a real conversation.
Yes. Right.
How to move some things forward in this community. You have a platform, a great platform, and I'm gonna say this. I applaud you for your platform because voices get heard, you know, and a lot of times our voices just don't get heard, you know. So we need to get together and see what we already have on the shelf and then see what we can develop from there as a community and as a people for us to come together. Now, the other thing I want to also implement when I become the next state representative is to create an incubator for businesses, homeowners, and such to come together and properly learn how to structure these things and put them together.
Yes.
That's what I do in my I run a civic engagement firm, Houston Urban Consulting. And that's what I've been able to show and teach my community, how to navigate your way through the process.
Yes.
You know, now, if you just give me a little time, you can make a lot of money. But if you don't want to give me a little time and you want to go get your nails and hair done instead, go ahead and lose your mom and daddy house.
Come on.
You know, but we need to get together. And that's when I talk about unifying our communities back again, because of for lack of knowledge, we perish.
Yes.
We're not getting the knowledge that we need. And we're not even, and I'm going to say this one too, we're not seeking the knowledge that we need.
Amen.
We're not going back to college at 44.
Yeah.
You know, who wants to do that these days? But that's the type of sacrifices that we're going to have to make.
Right.
You know, yeah, I made it for my child. I made it for my my nieces and nephews. But I also made it, you know, I started out making it for them, but it snowballed into me making an opportunity for my whole community.
Amen. Amen. And that's what it's about. For me, that's once more again, I say the words, be the change you want to see.
Amen.
Amen. Just be the change you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Doc, I appreciate you. You know, I thank you so much for coming.
Country boy.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I had another one just come to my head. I'm sorry.
While
you were saying that just now about the pride and the coming back, and you know what I think about? You know, now I love the alumni of Prairie View A&M University. I do. But it does make me think about how everybody gets the big RV. They all go to, it's a thing every single year. Everybody go. Even
I go every year.
Go, right?
Yeah.
That could be the same kind of pride we can have for our community.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean?
That's it.
As you was talking, that's what it made me think about.
A lot of people, I'm going to tell also, though, I'm going to say this, I'm going to give them an out. A lot of people want it. They just don't know how to go about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess that's true too.
You know, I see, and like I say, even like with the homeless, there's more than one type of homeless person.
Oh yes.
You know, a lot of people want it, they just don't know how to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, and then some of them are just bad, you know, on hard times.
Yeah.
And then some of them have mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's so many facets. But if we can get together, create the incubator of civic engagement, you know, through our communities. And man, have our, you know, first start with us, you know, and then bring our children through, bring their friends through, you know, and they bring their family members through. And look, I was doing all of this. It was free of charge to the people in my class. And I graduated in 1 year, 94 individuals, you know, in civic engagement. And now they know how to navigate when they're going to ask for like simply something like trash cans, being picked up in our communities. You know,
yes, they ain't came and got mine yet, but I'm gonna need mine. I'm waiting on. They tore up their machine, tore off the top of my garbage can, and they ain't came and did mine yet. So I'm very happy to hear what the mayor is doing.
Well,
but I still gotta go. We gotta go backwards because you gave some people a pass.
Okay.
I get people that don't understand because that's why I want this. I want public servants and politicians to come on my show because we do have people that don't know. But now, Dr. Joseph, the people that out there at Prairie View at that thing, they got doctorates and masters. They know. They know. I'm sorry, I can't give all of them a pass. So.
No, you can't. You're right. You can't give all of them a pass.
But this is what I do preach literally preach all the time about our platform is not actually, it's not as small as I always say it is, because Country Boy give me the numbers and I'll be like, oh, we had that many people, but I still think of us being small. We're not Magic 102. We're not 97.9. But people will listen to us because we are country and we are the little diva and we are small, and we make sure that people hear the real. They know we're real. They know that what word am I trying to use? I can't think, but they're going to listen to us. And when you come on, it makes them feel good that they don't have to go to the big places. They don't have to go to the $500 lunches. They come here, let them hear you, help them to understand, help them to know what they need to know, you know? And that's my biggest thing, is that sometimes those people in the community that don't know, or they don't have a way to know, or they're intimidated to go to these, like Acres Homes, the multi-center is always having something, but there are people that's going to be intimidated to go there because they don't know what's going to happen there. Are they going to feel included? They're going to feel different, but they'll listen to a podcast.
Right. Because, you know,
the
gatekeepers are over there, you know.
That part,
the gatekeepers over there. But I'm gonna tell you this: what I see, and I got another announcement to make too. But what I see is that you say you're small, but you're getting more attention than those big people. Yeah. And not only that, those big people wouldn't have me on to speak with the knowledge and the perseverance and what the Lord has done with me in my life. It's a great opportunity to be heard. And not only that, for the folks who are listening, who can gain this knowledge.
Absolutely.
Because if I went on, I'm going to say it, Magic 102 or one of the other places, and I've tried, they would charge me to go on the show.
Found that out. I found that out recently.
It's a package. They already got it scripted out and everything. So sometimes, you know, you may have the knowledge, but you ain't got the money right now to get on that show. So now you have to suppress your knowledge to a whole set of people who could have gained that knowledge, who maybe be gaining a little something tonight. You know, free ain't free, but everything ain't got to be, you know, outrageous. Everything
if you're really the community people, you know.
Exactly.
All right, Country Boy. Oh, you have an announcement.
Oh, yeah. And because now, recently, I tell you, God is good. And he want my voice to be heard, evidently, because I just been picked up with 95.3 Jams Sunday night from 7 to 9.
Oh, all right.
And
with somebody, money.
Yes, I'll be taking over her show. Yes, she's blessing me. She chose me. She chose me herself.
Awesome.
Yeah. She chose me herself to replace her and take over that, because matter of fact, she was one of the 94 people in my class.
Oh, really?
In my civic engagement class. Okay. That's how we met. And she would tell me, man, it was, you know, what you did for the people, man, it was great, because you didn't have to do that, you know, and the knowledge that you have and that we gained from you, man, it was just tremendous. And I have a lot of them coming back to me saying, man, thank you so much for what you've done. You know, and all you did was open their eyes to something different and new, you know, another opportunity that they didn't know that was available to them. Yeah. You know, so I'll be on 95.3 Jams on Sunday nights from 7 to 9. And I'd also like to bring y'all on that show.
We would love to. We would love to be invited. We always like.
They don't let me out nowhere, Dr. Joseph. I'm sorry. They keep me locked up in the basement.
Well, brother, guess
Country Boy's on the radio. Has a radio. He's on a radio station also. Kingdom Builders. Kingdom something. Kingdom.
Okay. Well, look, I went down with him and got them keys. Now you ought to know what I'm talking about. So I can unlock the door for you.
Hey, there you
That's
go.
what we need.
Yes,
that's what we need. That's also something we need to remember too, is to reach back and bring one with you.
Amen.
We got our community is not
Yes.
on
Yes.
top of that as much. I'm happy that Mimi Money did that, but a lot of people don't speak about people that they know in position when they're not in the room. And that's something I believe in. Like, hey, if you know someone that does this, hey, I know somebody, but and unfortunately, our
And we can
community
start with
sometimes
these,
don't
and
do
I
it.
hate to say it because they were my friends too, but we
Mhm.
can start with these politicians who are dying in the seats
That's so true.
and not passing it on to somebody else and
Yes.
teaching somebody else the way up, so they can lead, and not have to completely start over. But
Or
sadly,
look at what happened. No offense to anybody passing away, because we didn't know
right.
people was
No
passing.
offense.
However, just what happened to the seat, the District 18 seat,
Yeah, yeah.
What's his
I
name?
mean,
Abby couldn't wait to get his hands on that seat.
we couldn't wait. I mean, and they tried to do it in 2020, but we had them still living and live and kicking,
Mhm.
well, I ain't gonna say all of that part on here.
Right.
But anyway, they're gone now, and now we're left taxation without representation
Yep.
for 18 months,
Yep.
and
That was stupid.
that's when you got to make your own table. Because they not letting you at theirs, and if you are, you clean it up
Right.
That part. and eating the crumbs.
and eating the crumbs. And I'm gonna say, we also, as African American people and Black people, we have more opportunity to do some things, but we got to do them ourselves. We got to take the steps to do them, and we got to do them right. We got to. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm speaking to you, all of y'all. From knowledge and experience, the hustle and the hookup ain't the way to make up.
Yeah.
I mean, it might. Yeah, I did it too. It might get you to a certain point, but it won't get you to the life and destiny lifestyle that you would love to live. Because who wants to be looking over their back?
Emancipation Street.
Yeah.
It's easy to run a club for a long time without the stuff you're supposed to have. But that's been ran out now.
It
you
catches
can't
up to
blame
you.
the man. You can't blame this, that, and other. You didn't get your things straight and in order.
Right.
You gotta have an occupation license. You got to have that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of important that you have that.
Yeah.
So those people would have came through there and you had all your stuff straight.
Yeah.
They would have left you alone.
And you got away with it for so long, but look, I tell my daughter, you can get away with something 1,000,000 times, but it only takes one time to get caught.
That's it.
One
All
time.
right, country boy. I remember, I'm for real this time. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. Hey, Doc Joe, I was gonna give her one.
Yeah. Give it to her.
I'm gonna give it a look. I'm gonna give it a choir hand.
I know that's right.
No, thank you so very much for coming. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate the time that you've given. I will say this on behalf of us here, her show, my show, our show collectively. We've been out here, we get out here and we do this thing. And what you talked about is our give back is offering this. We don't sit up and charge somebody this to come on or that to come on. I said this in the beginning. For me, this platform, others, this is God's platform. It's not ours. Don't hold ownership to it.
Mm-hmm.
We allow Him to do and to bring what needs to be brought. We offer this to people, and a lot of times, I know folks don't want to come around Country Boy. Country Boy really don't care. Okay, I don't know if you know nothing about me. I'm telling you, I have taught her and been trying to teach her. She worried about folks like, I don't care if folks like me. I really don't. You know what? Mm-hmm. I don't care if they cheer for me or they boo me. I don't really care. Be who you are.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna change who I am, because when Country Boy step into the room, Country Boy gonna step into the room as Country Boy. Yeah. I ain't gonna try to step in there as nobody else. Bottom line. So whether you like me or you don't, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's my truth. That's my truth that I stand on, because I am not going to try to make somebody like me who don't like me. Baby, get on up out of here.
Yeah.
You know, and this platform, our platforms are just that, to bring people, to encourage people, to uplift people, to support people,
Yeah.
to bring the things. No, we ain't charging millions. You know, I'm gonna defend my co-host just a little bit. You know, my co-host has a YouTube. She tries to get people to go watch her YouTube. I don't care if they go watch mine. You know, I don't care. You can push the button or not push the button, push the bell. Because get what? When old cut the button know, who gonna watch, gonna watch. All I know is some people watch because they want to know, and some people watch because they just knows. And either way, and I tell them all the time, I'm gonna be here, whether you here or not.
And what I learned, country boy, is a lot of people who don't like you, don't even know you, they really admire you. They just don't know how to show it.
Well, I love
They
it.
simple, and I found that out so many times in my life. You know, why they looking at you? Why they watching you? Why they following you? Because they admire you. They just don't know and have never learned how to express that. And I'm seeing it so much today, you know, to where now people who hated on me, per se, are now coming back and saying, man, what you was trying to tell me or what you was trying to do, blah, 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 I understand now. Now, it's been 10 years ago. You've been hitting your head against the wall. You know, I told you this 10 years ago, you know, and you hated on me. You know, you told everybody I wasn't nothing. You know, I was this, I was that. But really, they really admire you. They just don't know how to express it and have never learned.
Well, you're going to learn today.
I like that. You're gonna learn today. Yeah. And I say that too because no longer, you know, growing up as a black man, we grew up rough and tough, and hatred was, you know, gets in our hearts and in our brains and in our DNA. But through God, I've gotten rid of all of that. Ain't nobody I hate, and can't nobody make me hate them neither. You know, you just can't do it because I'm like you. I don't give a damn. You know, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna always show who I am. You know, and if you got something else different, hey, bring it on.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And you know, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna close out. A lot of people are trying to be what other people want them to be, and living and walking these things. I just tell people, discover who you are, who God has created you to be. Walk and stand in that truth. You know, be the person that you see in the mirror. Be all that person, okay?
Yeah.
There's no room for anything else. Trying to pretend this, that, and the other, and all that. Man, just be all God has called you to be. Walk in your truth. Walk in your truth. Once more again, thank you so very much. Co-host, thank you so very much. To everyone that has tuned in, thank you so very much. I'm going to go here.
Tiffany Rochelle, and I want to highlight those three people. And Candace Joseph, thank you.
Thank you.
Country
Boys about to go in here. And I went to my sister's house yesterday, Dr. Joseph. She called me yesterday evening. And so I went over there, and she had some hot water cornbread, some collard greens. Before the show started, I pulled them out because I said,
They don't cook like that no more, country boy. They don't cook like that no more.
That's why country boy ain't got married yet.
I'm about to put that in. If they cooking it all.
No.
I hit this off button, Dr. Joe. Look here.
Look, me and you in the same boat, right? Look, this morning for lunch, I had to make sandwiches for my daughter. Then when she got home, I cooked chicken. And then now, you see I'm in the kitchen. The reason I'm in the kitchen because I'm about to cook again. You know, because man, look, ain't nobody else cooking around here. Ain't nobody else around here to cook.
And Country Boy will cook him some chicken.
Oh yeah.
Country Boy has a daughter as well, and they eat chicken.
Yeah. Me and my daughter love chicken as well. Cook
Yes,
it all
sir.
kind of ways. Yeah. But I want to thank y'all for having me, man. Really, it's been a great opportunity to let my voice get heard. You know,
Yes.
so when I go down to Austin, I can continue to fight, not only for food insecurities and health, but also this cancer cluster creosole that we're dealing with within my community too, as well as the railroad tracks being on the trains for a lengthy amount of time, to where some of our kids and our elders have been killed trying to cross over those train
Yes.
tracks
Yes.
within our community. So that's one other thing I wanted to highlight as well. Those are some of the other things that I will be strongly fighting for as the next state representative on House Representative 142. Now, that's the primary, and that election will be in May 4th. Early election comes in February the 17th through February the 27th, and then the March 4th primary. And I'll say this, the way you can remember me, if you want change, vote for James.
Okay.
I'm Dr. James Joseph, and I'd love to be your next state representative.
Amen.
Well,
Amen. Thank you so very much. Thank you, co-host. I am going to shut it down as I always do. I will say this on behalf of myself, your favorite country boy, the Louisiana country boy, and your favorite diva, the little diva, and our guest for tonight, the Dr. James Joseph. I will say this right here. Know this beyond a shadow, beyond a doubt. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Let me explain what that means. That means whether you like us or not, don't change my feelings. Whether you support me or not, don't change the fact. Whether you boo me, whether you cheer me, it don't change the fact. See, because I can honestly say I speak for the two people on this platform when I say this. Unconditional love, our unconditional love is not tied to what you do or don't do. It's tied to him. See, because it comes from him, not from you. So, on saying that, I will say good night, good night, good night. Love y'all unconditionally. And there ain't nothing, absolutely positively nothing that you can do. We out.
Thank
all
y'all.
right, Doc. We hope to hear from
Love
you
you.
again. Let us know if there's anything that we can do.
You will. Thank you so much.
And when it gets
Y'all
closer
have a good
to the
day.
race, when it gets closer to the election, please come back.
Yes, I will come back. And God bless the both of you and the show as well.
Bless
Thank you so much.
All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.